She definitely has collateral on Harry because there is absolutely no way that Prince William would be letting this happen if she was not blackmailing him. There is some sort of Epstein-esque thing going on.
Just when you thought royal drama couldn't get any darker, boom, here come the Sidley twins, dropping a bombshell that's shaking up royal watchers everywhere. They claim Meghan Markle may be using blackmail to control Prince Harry. Yeah, you heard me right, blackmail. Now, before you roll your eyes, let's break this down.
That she has video, pictures, whatever, and she has told this to
the palace.
And she's like, if you guys cross me, then I'm going to release.
Developing today, Prince William's disappointment and upset at Meghan Markle has been revealed by sources close to the royal reporter Kinsey Schofield. We'll tell you exactly what she had to say very shortly, but first let me bring in YouTube sensations, the Sidley twins, who have must-watch analysis about the royal family multiple times a week. And I really wanted to talk to you both about this because I find it really interesting. I actually do trust Kinsey Schofield's reporting on this because what the mainstream media are trying to do, right, in the United Kingdom, the royal rota, the people who are really close to the palace, you know I've said for a long time, you can't always trust their reporting because they are part of the spin machine. And clearly, the view that Kensington Palace are wanting to put out is that Prince William's just moved on, right? He has just moved on. And I do understand he has gone through massive things in his life over the past while. And of course, when you have a wife who is going through cancer and when you are faced with the mortality of potentially losing your father, like I get it, that does change your perspectives. But I also think it's really naive to say that he's not hurt by the terrible things that Harry and Meghan continue to do. And Kinsey Schofield's reporting was that he could not believe that Meghan used Diana to launch her wine. And when you think about this, it's such a betrayal from Harry because Nancy and Stephanie, do you remember after the 20th anniversary of Princess Diana's death, that was in 2017, and there was this cast iron promise made. And William has stuck to the promise and Harry has not. And it was that Diana was never going to be exploited at those key moments like her birth dates and her anniversary. And William and Harry made that pledge together. And time and again, Harry tramples over it. So, of course, William is hurt by that. And of course, I would also argue, given his hatred of Meghan Markle, and I use that word appropriately, hatred.
Yes.
He is disgusted by the fact that she is commercializing his goddamn.
The Sidley twins aren't exactly strangers to controversy. They've built their entire brand on calling out the unthinkable. And in their latest viral episode, they're pointing the finger straight at Meghan, saying there's something she's holding over Harry, something big. Otherwise, why would he act like this?
Does Harry have a choice at this point, though? I mean, do you really think if he told Meghan not to do this, she would listen?
No, but
I don't want to
the
defend
key
Harry,
irony,
but
though? Isn't that the key irony? Harry tried to say that it was William who was trapped within the royal family, but I would argue it's Harry who is now trapped.
He's so far trapped. I mean, we've said this, like he needs to be deprogrammed or just kidnapped by one of those people that locks him in a room and talks to him for a while because he's just so far gone. I feel so bad for Prince William. It must be just heart-wrenching, just gut-wrenching because he was so close to his mom. And there's absolutely nothing he can do at this point. We don't know what Meghan has on Harry. It must be really good. It must be really good.
She definitely has collateral on Harry because there is absolutely no way that Prince William would be letting this happen if she was not blackmailing him. And that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. There is some sort of Epstein-esque thing going on that she has video, pictures, whatever, and she has told this to
the palace,
and she's like, if you guys cross me, then I'm gonna release it. Because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, even James Holt now is coming out and
he's liking things, but
no, but you understand what I'm saying. He cares about Harry at this point.
I did have a theory on that too. Did you hear my theory, Dan, on that? On why James Holt,
well, I actually had your post, I think.
Oh, okay.
where you put forward this theory. So you said Harry is desperate to come home to the UK. This last speaking appearance proves he is not doing well. James Holt probably cares about Harry and sees that he needs help, but he doesn't want to cross Meghan. This could be a way of trying to get Harry away from a toxic environment while Meghan is distracted with her garbage brand. It's like the plot to Not Without My Daughter. And it is fascinating, isn't it?
Well, you know more than us. I mean, is it just polite to like something on LinkedIn to a former friend or a former,
or is he trying to say something?
Is it a message, or is it like, Harry needs help, guys, we need to get him back to England? I don't know enough about James Holt. I certainly don't trust him after he said what he said on the Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
I don't like the guy. I don't like anything about him, but it is interesting. Like, Harry could be spiraling so far down the drain that this is the last resort.
This could be, though, Meghan.
Now, whether it's first-hand intel or just some Sherlock-level analysis, one thing's for sure, people are paying attention. Harry's changed. He's quieter, more distant, and some say shockingly obedient. So is Meghan really pulling the strings? Or is it just another wild rumour?
And saying, I want nothing to do with this man anymore. I want to file a divorce, and that's it.
You're so right.
It could be that.
You were so right, because let me tell you, and remember, I did used to deal with James Holt a little bit, but he was the deputy to Sarah Latham, who was the main communications secretary at the time. She, the one who had worked for Hillary Clinton and everything, but then quite rightly turned on the Sussexes because of their revolting treatment. And James Holt was like Goebbels to Hitler. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was,
He
was the one. He was the loyalist, the arch loyalist. And I remember he sent me a letter after. Do you remember? Do you remember? They announced that they would. This is after Megxit, after I'd revealed Megxit and everything, and they sent a letter saying, "We are not going to deal with you anymore. Mm-hmm. We're never going to speak to you anymore." And I'm like, okay, who cares? I'm just going to run the truth. Do you know what I mean? But that email came from James Holt directly to me, and I just thought, you're so neck deep in this. So even if now he is trying to get out, which is another possibility, of course, I think you're completely right, though, to say it could be Meghan. This could all be part of a strategy. But if he is trying to get out, I would say it's far too late, because you have allowed all of that damage to be caused. You have lied constantly, so you should have no credibility amongst journalists anymore. And surely Jason Knauf will look at someone like James Holt and think, oh my goodness, you put your career ahead of looking after people. Because, of course, Jason Knauf, by blowing the whistle on Meghan Markle's bullying, which was a really difficult thing for him to do, at great personal cost to himself, and it risked his own career. Now, thank God, William is a loyal guy, so he's completely stood shoulder to shoulder with Jason Knauf, and I am absolutely convinced that he knew everything that Jason Knauf was doing. But the point is, Jason Knauf was a behind-the-scenes guy who put himself right in the line of fire and was so despicably targeted by Prince Harry and Spare. So even if James Holt is trying to get away from them now, because there's some suggestion that maybe he's moved back to the UK and that could be for personal reasons, I would say too little, too late. But look, I want to show you Kinsey Schofield's reporting on this, which she revealed during an episode with the brilliant podcast The Nerve with Maureen Callahan.
Yes.
Just become a housewife already. Just become a housewife already. That's what they do. They start wine brands and then they branch out into other whatever. But apparently, so she has chosen a very specific date to launch. And apparently Prince William is none too happy about this.
Right. So I have a source that says Prince William was not impressed to read that Meghan was launching this alcohol product on Princess Diana's birthday. My source said It's not lost on Prince William that Meghan has launched an alcohol brand on his mother's birthday, the very mum he lost in a drink driving tragedy. When I asked them if there was anger about Meghan using Diana's birthday to promote her commercial products, because this is not the first time she's done this. She hijacks royal events and important dates constantly. My source replied, it's what he's come to expect from her. He doesn't think much of her. They also said they've, William and Catherine, been quite good at ignoring the Sussexes, but anything to do with his mother is still a tender spot. I want to stress the royal family actually does want Harry and Meghan to succeed in whatever they choose to do. The belief is if they feel secure and financially confident, the attacks on the royals will eventually stop.
Sidley twins, I think Kinsey's reporting is spot on this.
Yeah.
It totally backs up what I've heard. But I think the royal family are a little bit naive, thinking that the attacks are ever going to stop.
I don't think they're ever going to stop because I don't think Meghan is close to being done. I mean,
Meghan wants to win.
She wants to win.
That's it.
They're
She will never apologize. She's never going to take responsibility for what she did to the Queen or Prince Philip during their last years. She doesn't have it in her.
and we still have, in our opinion, the divorce. We still have a book she's going to probably write.
Yeah.
We still have interviews.
Well, she's touting it, isn't
give.
she? She's touting the damn book.
She's not making any money. That's the thing.
She's
right
dangling
now.
a carrot in front of America and the UK going, hello, follow me.
Yeah.
And it's like, we know what you're going to do. We get it. You're going to trash Harry. You're going to Johnny Depp him. You're going to show pictures.
It's not going to work because it's like,
No.
Well,
the
that's why
public
Meghan
perception is
doesn't
already set.
like. Well, that's the thing. Meghan, unfortunately, all of us are 5 steps ahead of Meghan.
Yeah. And she thinks we're not. That's the irony.
She thinks we're stupid
Yeah.
and we're just going to stop.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep spilling out these theories and reporting. Like, Dan, you've been right about everything. I mean, you are one of the best journalists I have ever seen because I've been following your career for years and you are so spot on and your integrity.
Well,
but that's what kills her. But that's what kills her.
Well, the thing is, and I do want to come to it later, but that's why the revelations from the late Queen's best friend and cousin from beyond the grave, Lady Elizabeth Ansem, were, I guess, I don't know what the word is, validating in a way, because it's like, I did have to take a huge amount of risk to report on this stuff 7 years ago because no one was reporting on it at the time. And the Royal Rota, which I was never a part of, they hunt in packs and they sort of use each other to sort of protect themselves, I guess. Whereas I didn't have that. And for me, and I'm really honest with people, my reporting on Meghan Markle in the beginning was not about my personal feelings at all. I'd actually been supportive of her entering the royal family, and I thought it was going to be a difficult road, but I thought, I mean, if you go back and you look at my columns at the time of the wedding or my appearances on with Megyn Kelly on the Today Show and everything, I was behind it. But my reporting was based on what was really going on. And it was just about getting the truth out there. Now, of course, now I am very happy because I've learned so much more about her to say, no, this is my opinion too. But at the time, it was literally just factual reporting. But look, there's a bit more that I really want to get your reaction to from this conversation between Kinsey Schofield and Maureen Callahan.
But launching an alcohol product on Princess Diana's birthday, it's not tone deaf. You know, it's not tone deaf. It's incredibly insensitive.
You know, that's a nice sentiment. The idea that if they feel successful or become successful, feel financially solvent, the attacks will stop. But I think it's almost a tautology that they won't, because the only thing that really gives those two relevance is their animus and hatred of the royal family and whatever secrets they have to sell out. Hence, you see something like this, a tasteless launch timed to Diana's birthday when she was killed in a drunk driving accident.
Right. I mean, the fact that anyone should that fact alone should have disqualified anyone any alcohol related product from launching on her birthday. I get frustrated when I even think about it because I think to somebody like you or I, that's common sense. And Meghan Markle has spent years aligning herself with Diana's legacy. With that history, you can't claim you didn't know. When you've built your entire brand around intention and purpose, this is a conversation you and I regularly have. You'll talk about a comma missing, or when you read some of Meghan Markle's as ever emails, she's trying to tell us that she's obsessed with the detail. This kind of move doesn't read as accidental. It reads as careless at best and cruel at worst.
But Nancy and Stephanie, I think Maureen Callahan is right. I think she's right. Like, Meghan has to keep doing this type of crass and horrendous stuff because it's all she's got.
I mean, think about it. If these allegations are true, the whole Sussex narrative is about to fall apart. The Sidley twins have basically lit a fuse under the monarchy.
Bad Kardashian, though.
She's really bad at it.
A failed Kardashian.
Total failed, but this is all she has right now.
Kim Kardashian makes money off her failures. Kim Kardashian makes money off of
crap brands,
scandals, and stuff she puts her name on. This is exactly what she's following.
But
it's
the thing is,
blueprint.
We're no longer in 2014 where we care about stuff like that.
No.
So Meghan is going to learn the hard way, but the fact is, unfortunately for the royal family, she is nowhere near being done. And even if they are successful, which they're not, because I'm sure Netflix and all when you sell private labels or white labels, you don't make any money. You rarely make money off that stuff. I mean, it's more of promoting, you know?
Totally.
And there's absolutely no way that she's paying the bills.
It's not a billionaire
brand.
business. You're completely right. It's like for people who love Bridgerton and are big super fans, or they're super fans of Yellowstone, and they think, oh, let's get some of the product, and it's cheap and it's cheerful, but we sort of want to support the brand. And Netflix or Paramount or whoever the TV company is, they make really small margins off that. So that's why we've seen Meghan now described as Meghan Markup, because this is her whole business. It's not an ancillary business. You know, this is the business. So it's like she's having to boost them by 3 times. But by the way, ladies, what did you make of the Bezos wedding and the fact that Harry and Meghan are reported to be absolutely furious? I mean, Angela Levin reported it right here, but I've seen other reporting too that Meghan in particular was so angry not to be there because, of course, there was a period, and you'll remember this, when in the early days of her life in California, Meghan actually seemed to be getting into that circle. Do you remember Doria was at that event with Lauren Sanchez, and she was pictured with Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian, but at the same event, Lauren Sanchez and Jeff, you know, they were trying to worm their way in there. And it just didn't
Nancy
work.
and I, we actually did a episode on that, and the usual suspects showed up, definitely.
Yes.
I didn't think
Gayle,
they'd be there
Oprah.
for a second.
Gayle, Oprah, yeah, exactly. Just the biggest con artists on this planet showed up. Khloe Kardashian, Kim, Kris, Corey Gamble, who should be in jail right now, in my opinion, allegedly for the Diddy stuff. But I Nancy and I actually were a little shocked that Meghan didn't worm her way in.
Absolutely no way Lauren Sanchez would invite those two. I can't believe anybody for a second thought they'd be there. There's absolutely no way. Tim Dillon reported on this, and he's in the know. He lives in he's a comedian. Dan, have you heard of this?
He's so good.
He's
so good. His video on Meghan.
He lives in LA.
He lived in LA, and he goes to all the parties. He's in the crowd, and he said, he goes, I'll be at a party, and the host will get a phone call from their people saying, can we come? And they'll be like, no, don't have them come because Backgrid will be here.
Yeah.
Like, he said that, he reported on that. And
he said Meghan and Harry are not welcome.
He goes, they are not welcome in the LA social scene. So them not being there, there's absolutely no way that would have happened.
That wedding was so over the top, though. Come on.
I can't wait for like all the pictures to come out.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's like, I mean, Italy was not happy about that wedding.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, I just know that when it comes to Meghan, I mean, Harry, he does whatever she tells him to do now. We know that. But I know according to...
Harry does what the drugs tell him to do.
Allegedly.
It's not Meghan.
Well, no, but remember, there's, remember in California, not all of these drugs are illegal, but they are still hugely, hugely damaging. I mean, honestly, I know people in my own life who have been, and this is in my past, but who were addicted to marijuana. Now, some people say that can't happen, right? Now, I don't want to get into that whole debate here, but trust me, some people, marijuana addiction can completely screw them up so badly.
We live in, we're from
I've
Portland.
never smoked marijuana.
We're
I've
from
never done
Portland,
that.
Oregon. That's a fact. Like it's a
gateway drug.
in our
100%.
opinion. Yeah.
Well, no, that has
it's a gateway
always
drug.
that has always been my view. Always been my view. People on more the alt side of politics, on the liberal side of politics, tend to deny that, but I've seen
We're
it,
liberals, and we don't think that. Yeah,
no,
we were
we're brought up liberal, and to
we
this,
never smoke pot.
it doesn't take. It's like with Link Lauren, we're common sense liberals. That's what he calls us, because we see what happens around us, and by growing up in Portland, Oregon, we looked at like people who would smoke it, and we're not going to touch that.
I don't want to be that in 20 years.
We saw what would happen to him, and I'm like, oh my God, that is such a gateway drug.
No,
it is such a gateway drug. So yeah, Harry, I'm sure he's on allegedly harder stuff now, but I'm sure,
that's what's driving him.
That's what's driving.
But remember as well, when you're dealing with Californian type approach to drugs, prescription drugs for most celebrities are where the real issues are. I mean, obviously Michael Jackson is a very extreme example of that. Likewise,
and
Matthew Perry. Prince as well. And there is just absolutely no doubt that this is a guy who is medicated in the very wrong way. And there's a whole load of ways that you can be medicated. But of course, in California, I would say there's a lot more easy access to a whole load of that than what there is, for example, in the United Kingdom.
It's very easy. It's very easy. And ketamine is like the drug now. And a lot of people say, oh, I can't believe, whenever somebody passes away, unfortunately, of something like this, people go, oh my God, I can't believe that happened.
And here's the real question. If Harry isn't being manipulated, why does it look so much like he is? Let us know what you think in the comments. Are people going too far with the
I remember like Stephanie called it with Matthew Perry. We watched the Friends reunion on HBO, and Stephanie goes, he's not going to be alive in a year.
I knew he was on ketamine.
She's like, he's
just
because
Nancy and I live in LA. We live in Portland. It's like we knew the drug that was going around, and it's like Harry is down that spiraling path.
Allegedly.
Sorry, Dan.
No,
we don't want to get sued.
The thing about Harry, though, is that this is why Charles is so careful with everything. Why he's so concerned.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, when do you actually have to say, okay, well, I've been trying as your father for, 25 years. I mean, it's been 25 years that Charles has been trying to get Harry off drugs. All of those visits in his early teens when, yes, of course, he was grief-stricken and suffering for the loss of Princess Diana. But, that was Charles who was behind all of that. And so to have to hear Harry boasting as if he's some sort of teenager again about his drug use and about the mushrooms and Courtney Cox and all of that, I can only imagine for Charles that must have been completely devastating, because it's like, well, all of that work and all of the efforts that I made when you were a youngster just failed.
And Queen Camilla is not going to allow King Charles to be burdened by this anymore. She is putting a barrier up. She is putting a wall up between Harry and King Charles, because King Charles is sick.
Allegedly.
No, he's got cancer.
No, I know, but like we don't know how sick he is.
No, he's sick.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's sick.
Lady Colin Campbell has revealed here that it is incurable cancer, but
That's what I'm saying.
that he's dealing with it, you know.
And you don't think his wife is gonna say no stress on this end? Of course she is. And
But
Harry
losing
is
a
the
son, losing a
yeah,
son
losing
would
a
be-
son is stressful, but my God, how many more years do we have with him?
And just finding out that Harry, do you think he really yelled at the Queen for 10 minutes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
disgusting. God, that makes
If
Absolutely
you're
he did.
under the influence of something, or if you had too much wine or something, or alcohol, yeah, he did. He
that's
did.
sick.
But it is
Yeah,
sick.
he's sick.
And those revelations this week, I mean, I actually think it's been the biggest royal story of a very long time. And I think it's been
Absolutely.
underplayed by the mainstream media, because it's like Lady Elizabeth Ansell was the late Queen's best friend, not just her cousin, not just her closest confidant, like her best friend. They spoke on the phone multiple times a week. They finished each other's sentences. The late Queen would just like turn up at her house. Like I love actually hearing about that very special relationship and knowing that the late Queen had such a BFF. It's so important, isn't it? But
Yeah.
the fact that she was so hurt by Harry speaking to her that way on the phone for 10 minutes, by Meghan refusing to reveal the details of the wedding dress, like, who do you think you are? And also, just the fact that the late Queen knew that Meghan wasn't in love with Harry. You know, the word that was used is that she had engineered the whole thing. And of course, it's damning for Meghan. It's absolutely damning for Meghan, which is why I think the reporting is so important. But it's also just very deeply sad, isn't it, that the late Queen, in her dying days, had to deal with that type of treatment from her ungrateful grandson. And I think that's why when people say, oh, you know, like maybe when him and Meghan divorce, like the British people will welcome him back. And I just don't think so. I don't think so. I know we are forgiving in some ways, but like, how dare you treat the Queen in that way?
It's definitely up to you guys. This whole narrative that Harry and Meghan are putting out in the press saying the ball is in King Charles's court if he wants because Harry extended an olive branch. No, you guys started this. Okay. You completely started this. You did this to Prince Philip. Then you did it to the Queen. Now you're doing it to your dad. You're doing it to your brother. No good will come of your lives in America. It's just not going to happen. Nobody will ever legitimize anything you guys do. We'll never buy your crap. And I mean, that's the end of it. That's the end. Period.
The end. And that is the end of the episode too. But oh my God, I could talk to you two all day, seriously. So
I
for
know,
much more of this, you've got to subscribe to Twin Talk. It is the destination for the Sidley twins on YouTube. I absolutely love your episodes. I really, really do. I try and watch whenever I can.
And congratulations, Dan.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes,
You're engaged.
I'm engaged. I know.
I know.
I'm still in that little like engaged little glow, you know. It's
I know.
absolutely
Alan
lovely.
seems so sweet.
Yeah.
Is
Very
well,
cute.
actually, and we are going to Lady Colin Campbell's ball at the weekend.
Oh,
So
I
that's going to be
know.
like our first
That'll be-
big appearance in like
Pictures.
the tuxedos and
Pictures.
everything
I can't
as
wait
an
for pictures.
engaged couple. No, and I will have pictures all over my social media. And I
Yay.
hope you two have a wonderful birthday. What are you doing? What are the plans apart from this?
Oh, good gracious. It's 4th of July weekend. So we're going to keep the dogs calm because of all the fireworks.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
That's what our plans.
That's our plan.
Well, have a glass of proper champagne. Okay, none
Yes.
of that as ever rosé.
Oh
Oh
God,
no. We're gonna have a toast to you and Alan as
Yeah.
well. So.
Thank you. You're absolutely amazing. The Sidley twins, brilliant to speak to you.
Blackmail, control, emotional hostage. These are heavy words. But you can't ignore the fact that Harry doesn't seem as free as he once was. Meghan's grip, it only seems to tighten. The real question is, what would it take for him to break free? And honestly, at what cost? So what do you think? Is Harry being controlled? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you think the truth is finally coming out, and subscribe so you don't miss the next royal revelation. Because if this really is blackmail, the monarchy could be in bigger danger than anyone ever imagined.